Good morning, boys and girls. Great to see you back at school, even though it's at home after half term. I hope you had a lovely half term. The weather wasn't too bad. It's not just so nice this weekend. But when I'm doing my assemblies, I try to make them as relevant, it's a big word, as possible to what's going on out there. And so sometimes I go on the internet and I Google and say, what special days are coming up that we can think about. I remember last time we were thinking together, we were thinking about love and Valentine's Day. And you know, when I was looking up some of the days, they were all about food. It's banana bread day on Tuesday. On Wednesday, it's tortilla chip day. On Thursday, chocolate covered nut. Well, that's what I'm at most of the time whenever I'm eating chocolate. And then let's all eat right. And you know, this time of year between Pancake Tuesday and Easter Sunday is Lent, when we're meant to be sort of thinking, what can we give up? A lot of people have to give up about food at this time. But you know what? I want boys and girls to challenge you a bit about food. Food is wonderful. It is the most wonderful thing to bribe your grandkids with whenever you're doing homeschooling. If you get that all done, then we can have a treat. It's lovely to have a treat. But I want you to think about food, and as you eat it this week, I want you to do some very special things. I have an orange here. It's called an easy peel orange, so let's see if it's just as easy peel as it says. You know, when it says on it, you know, the best thing about food is you can feel it in your hands. You can smell it. Oh, wonderful. Did any of you have special pancakes on Pancake Tuesday when you could smell them? I can remember coming home from Milburn Primary School and my mum would have had the pan on and she would have had the griddle on and she would have had the pancakes going, and when we come in from school, that used to be our special treat, not just on Pancake Tuesday, but after school every day. And I smell pancakes, so when I think of pancakes, and what do you put on them? Chocolate, bread, Nutella, maple syrup, sugar, lemon. Look, and whenever I think of this orange, which I'm making a right mess of, it's not as easy peeled as you're meant to be, I think of all the segments in it. And as I think of all the segments, I think of all the bits and pieces that go to getting us our food. From the seed that's planted, from the sun that's shining on it, and the rain that comes down on it, and how it grows, whether it's the animal in the field that the farmer is looking after, all of those people get the food ready. And then once it's picked or slaughtered, then what happens next? It goes to the processing plants, and the people in Moy Park and the people in the cheese factory and all of those things make all of those bits, and then they put it in packets and they put it and they have it in the supermarkets, and the supermarket people sell it, and then it comes home, and then what happens? You have to cook it, and then finally you get to eat it. And I just thought this week, could you think of the whole journey that food goes through? And every single day this week, pray for someone on that journey. It could be the farmer. It could be the person in the abattoir that has to kill the animals, which sometimes is not very nice. It could be the people who work in the factories that have to process the food. It could be the people that work in the shop near you or the supermarket near you that sells the food. Then once it's sold, it's the person in your house that cooks it. So there are 5 different people that you could be praying for in the 5 days this week. I wonder, will you do that? I think they'll be really, really blessed. And then remember, at the end of it, one of the first things that we do before we eat our food, yes, we wash our hands and all of that, but we say thank you for the food we eat. Thank you, God, for everything. You know, the birds that sing, all of those things, but especially thank you for the food we eat. Thank you, God, for everything. So I want you to do that this week. Remember all about food, glorious food, and say thank you to all those people who make us feel so much better when we get a treat, or we get a pancake, or we get a Kentucky Fried, or a McDonald's, or pizza, whatever. Remember to say thank you, and especially to that person in your house who does most of the cooking. Eat up. God bless.